Welcome. This is the Command Line Crash Course, an appendix to Learn Python the Hard Way. This is a quick introduction to using the command line for OS X or Linux. The commands for Linux and OS X are nearly the same, or actually should be exactly the same, so you can go through this if you're using Linux. Hopefully if you're using Linux, you probably don't need a lot of this, but maybe you do. On OS X, for people who aren't familiar with the command line, this is the course for you. It gets you going. It also is a good introduction to programming. Okay, this is a crash course, so that means you got to keep up. How you're going to do this? You're going to type all the commands in and try to figure out what they do. You can go through it and study it, and it should only take you about a day. All right, let's get going. So first thing you got to do is find your terminal. That's easy. OS X, you go like this, terminal. There it is, terminal. Mine's already open, so here we go. That's it. It should look like this down there. All right, here's a whole bunch of commands. When you go through these commands, you should do the Linux, Mac OS X, not the Windows stuff. These are a bunch of commands. Put them on a 3x5 index cards or something like that. Try to memorize what they do. First thing we're going to do is a command called pwd. This is how you figure out where you're at. Works like this. That's it. Very simple. Print the working directory. Next thing to learn is if you get lost. Anytime you start an exercise, any of these exercises, or if you ever get lost, you do pwd and you type a command cd, you type the tilde character, hit enter, that resets you. Type pwd again, and you're all set. All the time, you should be able to do pwd to figure out where you're at, and then figure out if you're lost, and then reset and try the exercise again. These exercises are made to work so that you go back to the beginning and go home. All right, that's it. Next exercise. We're going to be doing the top set of commands here. First exercise, make a directory. This first exercise shows you the pwd and the cd tilde, but I'm not going to show it to you at every single one. You should just know. Always reset. First thing we're going to do, make some directories. Okay, so those are paths. You use a slash to separate directories. They go in kind of like a hierarchy. If you don't know what directory means, it's folders. It's all the folders that you get to with your Finder. That's it. Let me finish this off. Make dir-p basically made all those directories in order in this path. It's very useful, so you don't have to keep typing. See up above, I was going temp stuff, things, one command for each thing. You can just do one command to do an entire path. Okay, that's make dir. Now we're going to do some changing directories. Change directory basically moves you into a directory. So we're going to do cd and pwd a whole bunch. Watch me do it. See how my path keeps increasing as I type pwd? That means I'm moving down into the directory. All right, I'm down at the bottom. There's nowhere else I could go. Now to go up. So ... moves me up. See how that's working? Now I'm back at the top. All right, let's look at this. Totally at the bottom, pwd. Now I can go back to the top. And there we are. Okay, that's the cd command. Changes you around, moves you to places. Next up. Listing directories. Remember, pwd, cd tilde. Always reset. Always start over. Cd temp. There we go. ls. ls lists what's in the directory. So it's all those directories that we just typed and created. Let's go through them. And we're at the end. Here we go, back up. There we go, that's ls. You use that to see what's going on in the directory you're at. pwd tells you where you are, ls tells you what's in there. You can think of it as kind of like a little text adventure game where you're kind of like rolling around in the computer, looking in rooms, and all the different folders and directories are your rooms. All right, let's remove some directories. Again, reset. Cool, we're at the top. Let's use ls, see what's there. All right, let's go into it. Let's see what's there real quick. All right, let's do an armdir. Now it's gone. ls lists what's in the directory. Armdir removed it. Now the ls isn't showing it. Let's do the rest. And there we go. We're at the end. We just erased all those directories we made. Armdir really only works when they're empty, but we'll get into something else later that will remove directories with stuff in them. Okay, now we're going to do some new stuff. Remember, pwd, cd tilde. All right, now we can start the thing. We're going to make a directory with makedir-p. Okay, now we're going to use pushd to move around. Watch me do it. So now we can actually do pushd to swap them, popd to come out. And there we are, we're done. That's pushd. Now we're going to make some empty files. Again, where are we? Not in home. Go home first, cd temp. And remember, if you had started this exercise here and tried to do it, you would go cd temp, but you'd already be in temp and say no such directory. Don't get stuck. Don't stop right there. Figure out what's going on. Okay, well, is there a temp directory there? Oh, there's an I directory, huh? Well, what directory are you in? Oh, you're not in the right directory. cd home. There you go. Anytime you run into a problem with the computer, the way you solve that problem is getting more information. Use your commands to figure out what's going on and then fix it. Okay, continuing on. Touch IamCool.txt. Oops. There we go. And you see what I did there? I did the exact same mistake I was talking about. Did an ls, figured out where I was, moved into the new place. There we go. All right, now we got a directory right there. We've also got the original directory. Continuing on. Now we're going to copy that file around. Touch is just making an empty file, so we're just going to copy this empty file around. Watch me do it. All right, that shows all the files. Now we're going to make some directories. Let's copy a file into it. Oh, and you can do ls on a directory to list what's in it. So before you go into a directory, see what's in it. Okay, that text file's in there. Now we're going to do the recursive version. So that basically just copies a whole directory tree over to a new name. And there we go. Full copy of that. All right, that's a CP command. Now we're going to move some files around. Okay, are we in the right place? No, we're not. CD home. Okay, now we can start doing our command. CD temp. Let's move awesome to uncool. Do an ls. You see awesome isn't there anymore. It's been renamed to uncool. Let's move new place to old place. There we go. We still got these old files over here. If you look over in the command line crash course, I'm just showing a few of the files. Doesn't matter. Actually, look at what's in there. Okay, next one. Let's do old place. Okay, how about we move old place back to new place? There we go. Okay, continuing on. Viewing a file. All right, so I'm going to make a file really quick. All right, it's got some lines in it. Now I do less. There we go. What this does is it makes it so if the file is really long, I can page through it with the spacebar key. There's not enough lines in this. I can make a whole bunch of lines. Now I can page through them by hitting the spacebar. I can use the arrow keys. That's what less does for you. Let me fix this up a bit for the next exercise. Now we're ready to go. All right, that's less. Okay, next up, cat. I'm going to make another file, test2.txt. Put some stuff in that. Okay, cat, test2.txt. Cat just spews it out. So less will show you stuff page by page. Cat will just spew it to the screen. Next one, let's do cat test.txt. And then you can do more than one file. There you go. That's it. Cat is super simple. That's all there is to it. Okay, next one. Removing a file. Are we in the right directory? Nope. CD tilde. There we are. CD temp. Here we go. All right. Let's do uncool. Get rid of that one. Now it's gone. See? No more uncool. All right. Let's do I am cool, neat, and the fourth file. All gone. Let's do, oh, we don't need to do that. cbstar something to new place. There we go. Look at new place. Cool. We can do rm something. That gets rid of that file, and then rmdir will work. rmdir won't work on new place. It'll fail, but we can do rm-rf new place. That's how you get rid of a directory with stuff in it. Be careful with rm-rf. And then the very last command, exit. There we go. That's the command line crash course. Now, it was very fast, but that's just your quick overview. You can see that I can blaze through this super quick. You go back through the book, do them slower, figure them out. Take your time if you need to, but the entire point of the crash course is to get familiar with it and then refer back to it as you need to and look at those cards you made at the beginning. All right, continue on to exercise 1 after you get this, or exercise 0 if you were here because you needed help there.